Hello and welcome to my first video. My name is Cindy. I'm with Cynthia Powell Designs. This first video is a steampunk style technique that we're going to be doing at the end of the video to really add a lot of pizzazz to a layout. You can use it for any layout. I have created a little mini kit that has all of the different elements I used in the video. They're all numbered so you'll know which layer they are or when you need to apply them. Also, I have provided a PDF, a 4-page PDF of all the steps that I took to create the video. The first thing we're going to do is start our layout. I have very limited time to do this video and I have a lot to share with you. So let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is apply my background. This is what I'm going to build my layout on. I would go up here to File and scroll down to Place. I like to place things instead of opening things because when I place them I have more control over the placement. I can place things. Here, I'll do it again because I didn't show you that. Okay, this is the perfect size, of course, but if I wanted to resize it, I can do that very quickly. I can move it around very quickly, and there you have it. Now I will just simply delete that because I don't need it. I'm going to drag it to the trash. Okay, and then I'm going to add a texture. This is the second layer. I added this second layer twice, and then I blended them, merged them together. But they were also red in your kit, so I wanted to change because I'm using a different color palette. I went up here to the magic wand tool and I made sure that my texture was highlighted over here. That means it's active. I'm going to click on anywhere on this texture and then I'm going to go up to Edit and Fill Selection, and I'm going to use the color I have over here that I added earlier. This is my foreground color. The white is my background color. If I wanted a different color, I could get it from my color swatches. But this was the foreground color, and this is the color I'm using. So I went ahead and put OK, and then clicked off. Over here, I have my color swatches. I could have picked any of these other colors. If you don't have this in your palette, over here on the right side, you can come up to Windows, and you will find your color swatches over here. And you can just click on any of those. Right now they're docked. They're not active until I click on them. But I have them stored over on the right. You don't have to. You can come back over here to Windows and load them up at any time. Okay, so the next layer I'm going to add is the frame. And as you notice, I am adding drop shadows as I go along. Those you can find under your effects palette. I usually go here to the drop menu by clicking on this arrow. You have bevels and complex, drop shadows, glass buttons, all kinds of effects that you can apply to your layout. I like to use bevels and drop shadows usually. They're pretty much the only ones I use. I use them a lot. I use the low shadow, so you click on that, or any of these. Try them all out, play with them, and then apply, and it will give you a drop shadow on your element. And then you'll see this FX here in the layer. If you double click on that, left double click, you'll get a new pop-up menu, and you can change the size, you can change the distance, you can change the opacity of your shadow, and you will do that to every layer, but you don't have to do it right now, and I really don't have time to show you how to do all of that. So you'll need to play with that if you're not familiar with it already. I added a drop shadow to every layer, and I'm just going to go along here and I'm going to build things up. The only thing I don't add a drop shadow to is word art. Sometimes, if like this one, you probably could get away with it, but most of them don't need a drop shadow. And that's not in the right place. So I'm going to go over here to the Move tool, and I'm just going to move it over. Whoops, wrong one. Grab the wrong one. Here, let's go back up here to the word art. Okay, it's going to be, there we go. I moved that over a little bit. It has a blue box around it. When you have it snagged and it's ready to move, it has a blue box around it. So I'm just going to continue adding layers here. More word art, pothole cover, ship's porthole, the doodle circle, and some tags with some grommets. Then I'm adding some fonts to the tags. Then I'm adding the stitches, and I'm resizing the stitches. Everything is adjustable that's in the kit. Now on this rivet here, this is an interesting thing, okay? I need 4 of those. Right now I have 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this layer and I'm going to drag it up here to my duplicate layer. And what did that do? It made a duplicate of the rivet. I can take my move tool and now I can take that rivet and I can drag it anywhere I want. And since I need 4 of those, I could take and drag that to the new layer palette, new layer icon here, and it will give me another rivet. There's such a quick and easy way to make a duplicate. There's also another way you can make a duplicate. You can go up here to layers where you see these arrows pointing to the right and click on that. Scroll down and click duplicate layers. Right now I don't have that active, so it's grayed out. But if I had it active, then you would see it's available. Okay, so I have my 4 rivets, I have my stitches, I have my fonts, I have everything laid out here. So I have one more thing I want to show you, and that is this scan. It's called the Chickering, and I'm going to turn that back off. This is going to show you how I got that blended in. I'm going to File, Place. I'm going to choose that scan, which is the 14th layer. I'm going to drag it down here. You can see that it's actually white background. I'm going to lay it on the frame. And I'm going to go over here to where it says normal. I'm going to click this button here, the arrow, down arrow, and I'm going to go over here to multiply. These are all the blending modes. You have a whole lot of blending modes. You can play around with those and test them all out. You could go with soft light or whatever works for you depending on what you're adding to your layout. Then I'm going to come over here to the eraser tool. I'm going to go up here to the top and I'm going to find a basic brush. I like to use around a 24 to 36 size or bigger depending on what I'm doing. And I would come in here and I would erase anything that's overlapping. I just want it to be on the frame. So I would blend all that out, erase all of that, and then I want to blend in the sharp edges over here. So I want to change the opacity of my eraser down to about 24, and I'm just going to click and drag and erase those hard edges. Okay, and then again you want to erase that underneath there. Erase anything that you don't want, blend in the edges. Okay, I've already done that, so I'm just going to click this back on. And there you have it. Now, what we want to do is the technique. And we probably have just enough time to do that. So you're using your eraser tool. You want to come up here and you want to get a large eraser tool. 60 is the largest that's in your default, but you can type in an amount up here at the top. I'm going to type in 210 pixels, and that's a fairly large circle. I want 100% opacity. Remember, this is the eraser. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come down to the frame, come all the way back down here to the frame, and I'm going to make that an active layer. I'm going to use the eraser tool and I'm going to start randomly erasing part of that frame. This is the technique. It looks like you're punching holes in it with a hole punch. And you can change the layer. You can go up here to the background, the blue denim layer here, and you can continue to add more hole punches. You can go all the way up to the actual image here and just continue adding holes. And let's go, maybe, I'm adding them only to the left, bottom left, and to the top right, but a little goes a long way, so you may want to be selective in where you put those. Also, you're going to want to resize your eraser, your brush. I usually go down to like a 96 for the next one, and just start again on the frame and add holes wherever you want, and then move up to the denim background and add more holes here on all of the layers. Just continue to add holes, continue to resize your eraser. Go down to about a 60, add more holes. Whoops, go back to the frame here. Okay, and just randomly, but a little goes a long ways, so don't overdo it, and just have some fun and add some holes. And as you can see, every hole I make has already got a shadow because the layer has a shadow, so it shows up when you erase part of that frame. And so what I want to do is go up here and click on the final version, and there you have it. And you can play with this on other layers, other layouts. You can use it on a variety of elements in your kits. Doesn't have to be one of my kits, but any kit that you have, try this technique. It works for a lot of different things. I hope you enjoyed this. I know I enjoyed making it for you. Have a good day.